differences between Spain, England and Australia in terms of play style, football, maybe a little bit of living as well. Yo, what is going on, Team Tweety? I hope you're all super well. It is Sunday, and on Sunday, nothing much happens. I was thinking about going to the gym today, but tomorrow is Monday, obviously. And that means I have Crawley Town under 23s training. How's my calf? Oh, it's getting better. I can do single leg raises. Oh, it hurts a little bit. But man, like I continue to say, thank you so much for your messages, your Snapchats, your Instagram messages, your comments, asking how I am all the time. It means the world. It almost feels like you guys are pushing me along. And one little thing I want to touch on. I know I said in a couple of videos ago that I want to try and be back out on the field training in about a week's time. And a lot of you guys said, Sheldon, don't go back if it's ready. Don't go back if it's not ready. And I completely understand that. I need to listen to my body, listen to how it's going. And I can tell you my aim was to be back by tomorrow. And that was like a week ago or so. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not good enough to go and play an 11v11 match in training tomorrow. So there's no way in the world that I'll be going back to training. It's so important. When you have an injury, it's vital to look after it. If you come back too early, that you see so many players coming back from injury and then they re-injure that same muscle or something that could be associated with it. So I completely understand that you guys are concerned for me, but I just like to set goals. Ideally, I would have loved to be back tomorrow. And I said a week ago, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a week. But yeah, still doing everything, still doing my stretches, still doing my roller, still doing my exercises. I'm doing everything in my power to get better because man, I was looking at the National League South table, the 6th division. I'm just so motivated to go into a team, and I was speaking about this with Jay yesterday, to be part of a team where you're fighting for promotion or you're fighting against relegation. That is what I love. Like, you have a goal and you do not want to come last. You do not want to come mid-table. My goal would be, I want to get to the Premier League, so I would want to get promoted every single year. So you're fighting for something week in, week out. Because with other teams, I haven't felt part of the team. Like a couple of weeks ago when I played with East Grinstead, it didn't mean the world to me. It wasn't like, man, we need to win this match or we're going to get relegated. That was more for me to just play. So being part of a team where we have an objective to, man, just imagine like each year that you try and go up. I think that's so cool, and that's what fascinates me, and I love it. And there's always another step up. So when you get to Premier League, then you want to come top 4 to get into Champions League. You want to come first. You want to win Champions League. I just love the whole concept of promotion relegation. It is amazing. But anyway, it's time for me to be an adult. And guys, please do not tell me that these are still a thing. Why were people putting these Tide Pods in their mouth and eating them? Like, don't do that. That is really not cool. Like, why? So I've got a ton of washing that I need to do down there, so I'm going to go do that. I haven't done washing since I've been here, so just need to get this load done. And then this whole video is basically me talking to you guys about the differences between Spain, England and Australia in terms of play style, football, maybe a little bit of living as well, because I think that's important to take into account. Because some players move to another country for the lifestyle, but I'll get more into that. Let's go do this washing, man. Devin, what are you doing outside my house? Why are you here?
I really wanted to see you, you know?
What? How do you even know I live here?
Everyone loves you in Spanish.
Nadia te quiera.
Nadia te quiera.
Me quiere todo el mundo. I told you with my girlfriend.
What? She Nadia te quiera. I just said that she doesn't love him. Do you want to come in and meet the Spanish girl?
Bro, I need to eat, bro.
Wait, why did you come through here?
Because I went in the train, you know?
Where were you?
Wood Green.
Did you play?
Yeah.
Did
Win.
you?
7-1.
Did you score?
2.
Hey, my guy.
You training tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you then.
So, yeah.
Okay, please leave the premises of my
You're
building.
not welcome.
Yeah.
Love you long time.
Guys.
Bye.
Ti amo.
Ti amo.
Vamos.
Nadia te quiera.
Okay, that was that was real weird. What? Why was he even here? Do not even ask me what Deborah's doing out there. Anyway, so my clothes are finished washing. Look at this setup. We got the shorts on the heater here, and then we also got some tops and shorts on this one, but I've run out of space, so this is like my makeshift clothesline. Stuff up here, stuff over there. Just a whole lot. Because I'm pretty sure that if you put football tops in the dryer, then they shrink, and I'm not risking that. My goodness, look at this. 3 Colombian tops. These ones are my favorites, and I definitely do not want those to shrink. I love the long sleeves. I usually just roll them up, but I just feel better in them. And for anyone asking why I have Colombian tops, my mentor, who you guys haven't met because he was so busy when I was over in Spain, but he handed them down to me and was like, yeah, Sheldon, do you want these? I was like, yeah. Definitely. Okay, this is how I want to structure the video in 3 separate parts. Some sections will be more detailed than others, but basically we got cost, standard of living, and what the football is like. So let's cover cost first. The 3 places that I have actually lived are Australia, Spain, and England. Now I can tell you 100% that I got the best deal on rent, food, bills, everything in Spain. It came to about 500 euros a month. Now in England right now, for this place here, I'm paying £720 a month. And that's just for this room. And that's just for this room, it includes bills, but I also have to get my own food and cook and everything like that. So if you compare Spain to England, Spain is a lot cheaper. Now I just did a conversion and that 500 euros comes to 439 pounds, which means over in Spain I was paying 439 pounds a month for everything. And I think I got pretty lucky for that, but I think if you're comparing everything, I was speaking with a few other people. I was living outside of Barcelona, so it was a bit cheaper, but still you can get cheap places. If you compare that to Australia, you're looking at about 350 a week or so, I'm guessing off the top of my head, because I always lived at home when I was in Australia. That means for a cheap place, you're going to be paying 1,400 Australian dollars every single month. 1,400 Australian dollars comes to 915 euros. You can do the other currency conversions, but that is so expensive. To live in Australia, it costs a lot more. And that brings me on to my next point, which is the standard of living, what it's like to live in these different places. So Australia for me is 100% the best place in the world to live, especially where I lived on the beach, amazing people, they speak English, everything like that. So I always say, if I was offered a professional contract to go and play in Australia, I would take it in a heartbeat. Then you also have Spain. Spain is difficult because if you don't speak Spanish, it's difficult to meet people, it's difficult to play with teams because maybe 1 or 2 players actually speak Spanish. But in terms of actually living, I think it's a nice place. It doesn't get too cold, at least in Barcelona. I think it remains kind of hot. And then of course you have England where it's freezing, it's rainy. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of England. So my list of the standard of living, I guess, would be Australia, Spain, and then England. And then to finish it off, we got the style of football. What's the football like in these different countries? So I'll start off with Spain because I think we all get an idea of how the Spanish like to play. And I can see it straight away. As soon as I step into a training session, it's like everything that everybody has spoken about, it's like there, you're doing it. So there's possession. Every single session there's possession. It's never a session without possession, at least in season. When you get to the higher levels, when I was trialing with the 5th division club, who were 4th division the year before, and the first team is in the 3rd division, man, those are good players. Their ability to control the ball in such small places. It's almost like when a player has the ball, you almost don't go to press him because you know that he's just going to bounce it out. And if you get closer to him, then it just allows space for the other player to go forward. So their ability to also get out of tight situations, if they control the ball, I'll never forget one time me and another guy both came in and pressed this guy. He rolled it back and flicked it over both our legs while we tried to tackle and then ran through. And that was just one time because it was an amazing move that he did. But there's also these little simple turns and there's crisp passes, like the expectation that you have to keep the ball and make sure that every single pass is accurate. It's amazing. And then you come over to England, where I've been playing in the lower divisions. I think it's a lot different when you're in the lower divisions. Obviously, we see the Premier League and we see people like Pep Guardiola implementing the Spanish style of play, keeping possession, playing out from the back. But once you move down to the lower levels, I was with a team where we would always kick it long from goal kicks. And that's fine, that's how they want to play. But for me, I love playing out from the back. So you need to find, I guess, a team, or maybe even you might have to move to a different country that suits your style of play. I think it really comes down to the team because some coaches like to play a specific style of play, whereas others like to play out like Guardiola. And the thing that surprised me most is that Guardiola has implemented this style of play, and obviously he has the best players in the world, your De Bruyne's, your Fernandinho's, and they're, 12 points on top? I know, well, they're killing it. They're going to win the league. Why don't the lower managers implement that? That's something I'm always confused about. Let me know in the comments why. Obviously, the players aren't as good as up there, so that's something I'm not 100% sure of. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So I'd say in England, it's very different from team to team. Some kick it long. Yeah, I think at the lower levels, it's a lot of long balls, and they say it's a lot about strength, but I don't necessarily agree with that. When I first came here, I was almost nervous that I would get pushed off the ball and it wouldn't be a free kick, but you have to realize that football is universal, and one of the things that I'm great at because of my body type is I've learned to use my body to win free kicks. And so I came here, I was like, man, I wonder if I'm going to do that because of all this talk about a physical game over in England. But football is universal. The rules are universal. So if someone pushes you from behind, it's a free kick. So look, I'm not really sure where that physicality comes from. Everywhere in the world is physical. It's not like in Spain, they go in less hard on tackles. It doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, what is more physical? I was in Spain and people would debate that Spain is a less physical country, but I don't really see the difference. I was playing with big players and it was still just as physical as everywhere else. I don't understand how one country can be more physical than the other. Does a team tackle harder? I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I think at the end of the day, football is football. There's some things that are different in different countries, but something like physicality, that is just worldwide. It's physical anywhere you go. Like in Spain, it's not like they don't tackle because they're scared. It's like, oh, England's really tough, we're gonna go in super hard. Or America, where, I don't know, like, it's football. That's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. But now we move on to Australia, where I played for 18 years. And what I'm gonna say about Australia is it's basically we've taken Spain and England and just smashed them together and created our own style of play. So you'll find a lot of clubs who really like to play football, and they try to play football, but then they find it too hard in a game, so then they resort to kicking it long. And again, it's not like Australia is this specific style of play. From team to team, it changes from coach to coach. Like, I've had coaches who love playing out from the back. I've had coaches who've said, we're kicking it out from the back every single time. So my suggestion is, if you're ever looking for a club, go online, maybe try and find a full match, see how they play, and then decide whether it's the right move for you. So I hope that kind of covers everything. There's a lot to take in there with cost, standard of living, style of play. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you think, because some of you guys have lived in England for 20 years. Some of you guys have lived in Spain for 20 years. So let me know in the comments. But anyway, Team Twitty, I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Wait. If you have not got your Kante pre-order analysis, it is 25% off. If you buy that analysis during the pre-order time, I'm picking one winner to do an hour-and-a-half FaceTime with me, where I can take you through the match analysis. We can analyze one of your games. We can just chat for an hour-and-a-half about your time. Anything that you want to do, you have my time for an hour. Team Tweety, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.